Conflicts in the Middle East continue to hit Americans where it hurts. We're talking about at the gas pump. Oil prices are surging again after failed talks with Iran, with new fears this morning of disruptions through the Strait of Hormuz. But here in Georgia, drivers are catching a bit of a break, at least for right now. The latest numbers from AAA show the price of a gallon of unleaded gas here in the Peach State has actually dropped about 2 cents from a week ago. Still, it'll cost you close to a quarter more of a gallon for that next fill up. Let's dig deeper into it with AAA spokeswoman Montrae Waiters. Montrae, we've been having you on a lot lately because gas seems to keep going up, although it kind of went down, as we mentioned, a little bit. But let's start here. We're seeing the oil prices spike globally. So why aren't Georgia drivers feeling that full impact right now?
Absolutely. So, and again, thank you for having me. So here in Georgia, the good thing is that Governor Kemp suspended our gas tax. So that has really been helping to slow the high spikes in gas prices that we've been seeing happen nationwide.
You mentioned Governor Kemp has suspended the tax. So how much realistically are drivers saving per gallon right now?
Well, it just kind of depends on where you buy your gas, right? Because we know that crude oil accounts for half of what we pay at the pump. But there are also things like local gas taxes as well. We talked about the state gas price being suspended, which is at 33 cents, I believe, a gallon. So, you know, depending on whether or not you also have different gas saving programs that you're involved in. This is why we see gas prices here for Georgians not being as increased like we see across the country.
Yeah, so without the governor and the state suspension, we would probably, see prices 20 or 30 cents higher?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. At this time, and especially with the fluid situation of what's happening in the Middle East. And just to give you a perspective, when Ukraine back in June of 2027, when the war with Ukraine, just started, our gas prices soared up to $4.49. So sitting at $3.70, I think here in Georgia, drivers are doing pretty well.
Yeah, not bad comparatively. All right, so we've, of course, been reporting this morning on the latest talks and everything going on. But what do you think could be the biggest trigger that we could see, perhaps, to see prices climbing even more in Georgia?
Again, it's about what happens with the crude oil prices because Governor Kemp suspended that gas tax. That's what's really helping us. It's such a fluid situation. One moment the strait is open and then it's not. We have a ceasefire and then we don't. So it just depends on the market, and it's just a wait and see at this point.
So with everything still in a wait and see mode, as you mentioned, do we expect Governor Kemp to extend the tax even further?
Unfortunately, that's something that I can't answer. Hopefully, if that is the case, hopefully the governor will consider that. But right now, it's about how drivers can look at different ways of saving at the pump.
Okay, yeah, we're all looking, Montrae, for ways to save right now. So what would you say are some of the more realistic ways we can save? Obviously, we could drive less, but beyond that, anything else we can do?
Absolutely. Well, in this day and time, it's a little hard to drive less, right? So how about drive slower? Fuel economy decreases speeds, definitely at above 50 miles per hour. Download gas apps. Consider paying in cash instead of credit card. Some retailers charge extra per gallon for customers who use a credit card. And, and enroll in those fuel savings program, people. It's unfortunate, but we all have to find different ways of how we can save at the pump for now.
And Montrae, a lot of people certainly notice the higher prices. As we know, spring break travel just ending for a lot of our metro school districts, but a lot of people also getting ready for maybe another spring trip or summer travel. What can people expect heading into the busy spring and summer seasons?
Again, here in Georgia alone, we are looking at least 36% of Georgians plan to travel during this spring break season and into the summer. So again, it's all about making sure that you plan ahead of time. As well as, again, when we talk about the travel season, if you're flying, making sure that you get to the airport early. And the good thing is, TSA lines are going pretty smoothly now. So that's a good thing. And remember, around this time of the year is when gas prices pick up as well as travel. So again, folks, plan ahead.
All right, we will do that. Good advice for us. Montrae Waiters, always good to have you on with us this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.